Well, hello YouTubers, how's it going? A lot of rain over the last couple of days, a lot of flooding, and I got behind on some things, and looks like we might get maybe a quick shower. But today I'm finishing up the fuel pump on the 2002 TrailBlazer. I got my new fuel pump in here a couple days ago, and there is the gas tank that I took off. Now I have a video, probably 2 videos back, on how to take this gas tank off. Basically it's titled removing the gas tank off quick and dirty. So here is the new fuel pump. It's an aftermarket pump. I think I paid $30 free shipping, and there's a nice look at it there. It's got the double tubes there, and the plug is 4-pronged just like what's on mine, and I've got a seal, and I've got the float that I got to stick on here, which is no big deal. Alright, now here is the gas tank, and here is the old fuel pump. The reason I had to take it off is because this line right here, this little tube that goes down in there, well, it was leaking, and I had a PO 452. This is one case a smoke machine will not work. If you throw the smoke into the emissions side, it's not going to tell you it's leaking because this here was on the fuel pressure side. So if you have a PO 452 and you did a smoke test and you don't have any smoke coming out of your lines anywhere in your vehicle, then you may have to drop your tank, because these TrailBlazers are very notorious for these pieces of rusting, and all it takes is a pinhole to lose some fuel pressure, and you'll get a PO 452. So that's what we're doing today. Now I did have a little trouble getting these out right here. I had to take a pair of pinchers, 2 pairs, basically break this off and twist this like this, and until it came out. Then I took the clip out, which is right here, cleaned it, and it's reusable. And really all I have to do at this point is go ahead and pull out the tank, pull out the fuel pump right there, and we can start putting our new one in. And it's been pretty easy to do, and I've got it partially off right now, the ring here. So we'll go ahead and see if we can get this rest of the way off real quick. Let's see, which way do I need to go? I need to go this way. Actually, I need to go this way. There we go. Been one of those days. Alright, so we got our ring off. Sometimes you gotta hit these pretty hard, but it's always good to put some oil around it, let it soak for a little bit to break this loose. So here comes our fuel pump, and I did drain the fuel out of this over the last couple of days, and there's a look at it, and you can see it's in pretty bad shape. But the fuel pump inside here is reusable. There's nothing wrong with it. So let me get the new pump. Alright, so there is our new fuel pump, and you want to compare, make sure that they are the same, and everything here looks identical. And we're ready to drop this in, and ready to go to town, I guess. So that's all I have to do now. We'll go ahead and stick this in, and before I stick it in, I will clean this up here just a little bit, and look down in your tank, make sure there's no dirt, debris, or anything. This is a good opportunity to clean it, and once you put it back together, you should be good to go for another 60,000-70,000 miles perhaps. Alright, well, you might as well just watch me drop it in, I guess. And I've got the new seal right there. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is take it off and stick it on first, so I know it's down in there the way I want it to be. Like that. Now we'll drop the pump into the tank, and turn it just about like that, push down on it, and it's in. And we'll grab our ring here. Let me clean this up just a little bit better. By the way, if your ring is really rusted out and really bad and not reusable, you can buy these on eBay for about $10 brand new. So just so you know, I probably should have bought a new one, but this one's still in good shape. So clean this up. Go ahead and stick this on here. Push down. And go ahead and turn this a little bit. Get it started. Grab my little hammer and tap away. And just about there. And there we are. And the way you know that it's in all the way is, you see this guy right here, this is a little locking tab that lets you know that you have turned this around where it should be all the way. And my friend, we have a brand new fuel pump. And it's all done, and I'll just kind of clean up some of the dirt here, and we'll go ahead and stick this on here in a few minutes. And once I get it on there, I'll give you guys a listen to it. We'll start it up and make sure everything's okay. Oh yes, and by the way, I did put my connectors back on. I usually oil them up a little bit, spray some grease on them, and they slide on a lot better. And you can see they are secure, so now we're ready to put it back on the vehicle. Alright guys, the TrailBlazer fuel pump and the tank is back on. Let's go under it real quick. And there's a look at it. I even painted the straps red a little bit, just keep the rust down. And I got all my connections hooked up. That's the one on the that's on the upper side of the fuel tank there, where the fuel actually goes in right there into the tank. And there is a secondary plug just left of that fuel tank, where the fuel goes in there, where the hose is, the nozzle, where you put fuel tank, where you put fuel in, I should say. That's hooked up. And that filter, I've got all of the tubes there hooked up, so they were pretty easy to connect and everything, which is great. So I'm happy about that. Under here, I even got a ground strap bolted to the frame that runs off of the fuel tube there, so it's a good idea to put that back on if you have one. And here is a look at the front side of the tank, where all the hoses go into the filter here. Now I did go ahead and replace this fuel filter because it had a small leak. But I will make a quick second video on how to getting this filter out, because it can be a pain in the butt to get out, because you have this strap here that goes around here, and you got a screw up here. Of all things that Ford decided to, not Ford, that Chevy decided to do, they put a screw in there and it's all rusted, so you can't get that off. So I'll show you a quick and dirty way to get this filter off without breaking anything. I'll have that in a video coming up, and I apologize for the stupid dog next door. Okay, now I did want to mention, I did break this bolt off on the strap there. I twisted it off earlier, but I went to the farm store and picked up one for like 13 cents and stuck it back on there. Once this tank is off, there's a lot of room to replace those if you have to. If you twist one off, but my advice is put a little heat on it first with maybe a little bit of a propane torch, and you might be able to free yours off. The back one came off just fine, but just so you know, I did replace that, and there's a nice look at it. So I had some used oil. I just kind of sprayed the frame up on the top of the frame there with some used oil, and it keeps it from rusting. These TrailBlazers, especially if you live in the Northeast, and the Explorers, are really bad about rust on the frame, but overall the frame is in pretty good shape. So this is one way you can use your used oil. A simple squirt can like this can really help you out, squirting some used oil up on your frame if you want to keep your vehicle for a while. Picked this up at the farm store for like $7. Alright, now having said all that, it is done. Let's go inside this vehicle and see if it's going to run, since we got the new fuel pump in. And we'll clear this code real quick. Alright, let's go ahead and turn the key on and off a couple of times to build the pressure up. Alright, here we go. Let's hit her, Jack. Oh yeah, baby, who's your daddy? Got it, yes. Running really good. Nice, that's what we want to see. Now, I'm going to go ahead and clear the code. The code that led me to all this craziness was a P0452. So, we go ahead and clear this code, and hopefully we'll be okay we won't have to worry about this again. And if I have any updates, I'll certainly let you know if something happens coming up down the road. Let me go ahead and clear this real quick. Our check engine, our service soon light's on, so we'll go ahead and erase this code. Erase it. Yes. Done. And our light is off. So I hope this helps you guys out. Just remember, these fuel tanks and fuel filter changes are pretty dangerous. Make sure you don't turn the key on or maybe unhook the battery, just to make your life a little bit safer. So other than that, thanks for watching. We are done, and I'm gonna go tinker with it just a little bit more and get ready to get it on the road. So until my next video, I'll see you guys later.